I am still in shock. This was the craziest Disney Channel movie I have ever watched. And I thought Camp Rock couldn't be topped. Have you ever wanted to watch a movie about star-crossed lovers? One has weird hair and the other one is a monster that at any second could go unhinged if its Apple Watch is in charge? Well, if so, then the movie Zombies is for you. This movie opens with a little backstory of the town Seabrook.
Yep, everything was perfect.
Until it wasn't. Who would have thought that an accident involving lime soda would set off the apocalypse?
Whoa! Hard launch. This is a Disney Channel movie, and in the first 30 seconds, they're talking about the apocalypse being set into motion and people getting turned into zombies from the nuclear reaction. But you know what? I mean, they can't make it that scary, right? This can't be like The Walking Dead. There's kids watching this movie, right? Like, they can't have, I don't know, a zombie kill someone.
Monsters are attacking and no.
Brain-eating zombies.
Oh my God! Did they just suggest that this zombie might have eaten a whole family? Like, what? This is a Disney Channel movie. This is so incredibly violent. And it's not like vampires, right? Because we know that they're killers, but there's something hot about that, right? Something about them biting your neck. It's like a little sexy. It's like, okay, maybe they'll kill me, maybe they'll take a little nibble, but like cute. Not the same effect with zombies, right? Like, I think about someone eating my brain and I'm not like, that's kind of hot. But fortunately for the town of Seabrook, they do get the zombie situation under control, and in present day, we meet one of our main characters, Zed, who is a born zombie living on the walled-off side of town called Zombie Town.
We've come a long way since the outbreak, thanks to the Z-Band. This puppy delivers a dose of soothing electromagnetic pulses that keep us from eating brains.
Okay, so he's got a bracelet that prevents him from murdering people, but otherwise he's just your average high schooler. I mean, he wants to try out for the football team, he's got a little sister, you know, minus the bracelet concealing murderous intent. Super normal. And then on the other side of town, we meet our other main character, Addison. She's a cheerleader, also just an average high schooler, but she also has a dark secret.
Born with it. Doctors can't explain it. If anyone outside my family found out I wore a wig, I would never be allowed to cheer.
Wow, that is so rough. Like, what a crazy secret. You have white hair? Oh, disgusting. I would throw stones at you if I knew. Okay, but I'm genuinely wondering why that's the secret. Okay, am I missing something? Do they hate the elderly in this town? Do people who have gray or white hair, or are people prejudiced against them? You know, hopefully they explain it later in the movie. Spoiler alert, they don't.
I hope you're hungry for nothing.
But anyway, she has to live with this. Okay, now that we've got the exposition out of the way, I feel like I understand the genre of this movie. It's not horror. It's actually probably a love story. You know, the classic boy meets girl from different worlds, like Romeo and Juliet, Marie or Tony from West Side Story, very forbidden love, or is it?
But now that city council's having our zombies in our schools, we need cheer more than ever.
Wait, actually, is this whole story a metaphor for racism? Because, I mean, think about it. Segregated schools. Wealth disparity separated by a wall. You've got two different races, humans and zombies, with the zombies being oppressed. If so, that's actually so crazy. Literal monsters in this metaphor. But you know, you gotta teach kids you can't judge people by what they look like. Even if this person's looks indicates that if their bracelet breaks, they will kill you. But very applicable to real life. You know, if I don't have an iced butter pecan decaf latte from Dunkin' 4 times a week, I will turn into a brain-eating zombie. We'll touch more on this later, but right now, folks, take out your pom-poms and cheer, because we have made it to the first musical number of this movie, and it's Disney. All right, yeah. All right, we got some bubblegum exposition, a little song, a little dance, reminding you that she has a family of cheerleaders. She's gonna try out for the team. It's her whole life. I'm pretty sure we covered this in the scene prior, but you know, just in case the audience has a memory of a goldfish, here you go. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, the zombies have a little different vibe.
But it ain't so bad on this side of the tracks. We make it work with a little bit of swag.
Oh boy. A little bit of swag is an egregious lyric. That's like on the same level of when I listened to Tortured Poets Department for the first time, and that one line, it's like, pet his head like a tattooed golden retriever, and my toes just curled inward, and I was like, ugh. I love Taylor Swift, by the way, okay? Look, evidence. I went to the Eras Tour. I flew to the Eras Tour. I love Taylor Swift, but that line is crazy. Anyway, I had the same toe curling feeling. But what's even worse is Disney has this weird obsession with making the bad characters rap and break dance. Meanwhile, the good ones get to, you know, sing more of Broadway-esque things and do dainty choreography. Listen, I'm not making any accusations here at Disney, love you, please don't sue me. I'm just saying it's interesting to note. Now for this next part, I have to give you a warning because I had to pause the movie out of shock.
Be the best one ever because it's my time. This is gonna be my year.
Zombies and normals? That is literally bonkers. They're not even making it like a metaphor for racism. This is a straight allegory, all right? I can't believe that on one side it's like you're either human, you're normal, you're the default, or you're an abomination and you're a zombie. The closest thing I can think of to a real life example of this present day, I'm not talking like Jim Crow era, is like when you go to an amusement park and you either stand in the Flash Pass line or the Genie Pass line because you pay a little extra, or if you don't have the money, you pay for like the poor people line and you have to wait for 3 hours. But you know, I have to give the people of Seabrook the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe there is a deeper reason why zombies are hated. Maybe it's not just because if they go berserk, they'll eat everyone.
Those freaks are nothing like us. They tried to eat our grandfather.
It was just a small bite.
Addison, what? I love that she tries to defend this bite. She's like, it was just a little nibble, like it's a chihuahua, not a mutated human. But you know, maybe Addison is on to something here, right? Maybe we should show a little bit more grace for these zombies, a little bit more forgiveness, a little clemency. These zombies have it rough. Not only are they thrown in the basement to do schooling, but also the principal shows open disdain for them and will not let them leave to go to band or football tryouts.
So no tryouts for you. I'm sorry, I don't mean it. Have a great day. That's just an expression. Excuse me.
These guys are hated so much that they aren't even offered proper education, and their teacher is the janitor that was hired that day to teach them.
Okay, let's do some grammar or something.
This is supposed to be chemistry.
Look, 45 minutes ago, I was a janitor kid, so bear with me.
I'm no legal expert, but I'm pretty sure this level of discrimination is not legal. I mean, why even invite them to the school if you're gonna openly show so much disdain for them and not even give them a proper education? I mean, what are you doing here? Where is the progress? It's more like incarceration rather than education. Well, actually, going to public high school does feel a little bit like being in jail, except my teachers have proper certifications and there's windows. Well, actually, that's not true for me. I went to high school in a hangar on a military base, and there wasn't windows in every classroom. And also, we didn't have a gym or a locker room. We had no band, we had no football, there was no sports to speak of. So I guess my experience was a little similar. I mean, minus the fact that people didn't run away from me if they saw me in the hallway. But anyway, rough to invite these kids to school when they are very unwelcome, but that doesn't stop Zed from trying to get to his football tryout.
Wait, what?
There's an alarm for when they leave the classroom? You might as well put ankle monitors on them and put them on house arrest. That is so dehumanizing. Can you imagine like going to the bathroom and someone sees you and they're like, oh my God, you left the class, and putting on like a literal fire alarm? Okay, I hate to say this, American schools are actually terrifying to go to for a reason that I think we all know, and I don't even think we have alarms like that when that event happens. But this chaos brings our two leads together in a cute little meet cute in a zombie safe room.
My dad doesn't even think I'm gonna make the team.
What? No, sure you will. You just need someone to cheer for you.
Aw, this is adorable. She's a wannabe cheerleader. He's a hopeful football player. It's a match made in high school heaven. I hope nothing violent happens when the lights turn on.
Nice to meet you. All clear. Zed, I'm so sorry. My parents have always taught me that zombies are disgusting, dead-eyed freaks.
Oh, the gasp I let out when she sucker punched this dude. And then she still acts like she's completely in the right with her apology. Yeah, sorry, my parents said that, you know, zombies were sewer swamp rats that should be exterminated, but you seem nice. Oh, am I supposed to hear that and think, wow, this girl is so kind. She's got so much empathy for zombies. You know, minus just punching one. But you can't blame her for the violence. You know, that's just her unconscious bias. But I am gonna blame Zed for flirting with her afterward.
My parents have always hated zombies since one bit my grandpa's ear off.
But now we'll just talk your ear off.
Aw, adorable. He got punched in the face and he's chatting up his abuser. Zed needs to get it together, man. Okay, don't let yourself get walked on here. Because then right after this, her cousin comes in and spews more insults and slurs at him. And this is his response.
Progress. We're making progress.
This poor kid is like, wow, they're not bullying us anymore with the use of heavy weaponry. This must be the beginning of friendship. If I was Zed, I would rip off that bracelet right then and there and eat some people. The level of disrespect is too much. And the disrespect continues when Addison and her undercover cop looking friend, okay, side note, I'm not being like ageist here, but does this lady look like she's meant to be in high school? Because I am really not getting high school vibe for her. Anyway, they show up in Zombie Town and they're about to cause some havoc.
Every year, for cheer initiation, we like to remind zombies that we don't accept freaks in this town. Egg that zombie house, and you're both officially one of us.
If you're that worried about getting hurt by a zombie, then why would you go into their territory and harass them? This is like when animals get shot in zoos, when kids go into the cages. R.I.P. Harambe, always remember, never forgotten. But like, just don't. But at the very least, this was an eye-opening experience for Addison and her undercover cop-looking friend.
Are zombies always this harassed? I had no idea life was like this for them.
Addison! You punched Zed in the face earlier that day just for being a zombie. Do not act like you don't know the level of harassment they get on the daily. You are harassing him. You are assaulting him. Addison is like an influencer when they get canceled over saying something hateful online. My actions earlier today does not reflect the person I am right now. I've grown, I've changed, I've learned, I've listened. I will probably later unknowingly say something insulting again to zombies, but for right now, I'm a changed woman. To make up for her transgressions, Addison invites the rest of the zombies to the pep rally the next day, but her cousin Bucky has other plans.
Let everyone see them for who they really are. Monsters!
It's gonna be fine, don't worry.
Again, why are you taunting them like this? Like, do you want to get eaten? I sincerely hope that by the end of this film that Bucky loses a limb and he can never cheer again because he is asking for it. But in all the chaos, Addison gets thrown up into the air and there's only one person who can save her.
Bonzo! Addison!
Okay, Edward Cullen, I see that inhuman speed going to save the girl that you like. Very Twilight, if you ask me, and I'm the expert on that. The only thing I have to ask is, why would you do that when your bracelet is offline? Like, you think that you're gonna regain your humanity enough by the time you catch her? I mean, fortunately, your gamble paid off, but like, if it didn't, Addison would be sans an ear right now. But you know what, everything works out because his little stunt gets him a spot on the football team. He's able to get the zombies to eat in the cafeteria with the humans, and I think Addison is smitten.
Wait. You like him? You like a zombie? Wow. That's bad. Right? Really bad. My parents would so freak out.
And there it is, folks. Did I not tell you that she was gonna say something insensitive about zombies again? All right, and she's gonna come out with another, oh, sorry about this, don't cancel me video right after this. You cannot backtrack. If you just said you were into Zed a second ago, you can't be like, wait, you're right, my parents would hate this. I don't like him anymore. That is just so rough. I mean, if I was Zed and Addison was ashamed to be with me, I don't wanna be with her. But what I think is so crazy is this movie wants us to think, wow, she's such a good person for entertaining the idea of even being with a zombie. Like, no, she just said no because her parents would not like it. Okay, that does not give her brownie points there. But you know what? Maybe Addison's a great person because she decides that she doesn't care and her and Zed go to the zombie safe room.
This is where we had our first punch.
Aw, how romantic. Memories.
Girl, you look delicious. Oh, I mean gorgeous.
now you're getting fearless.
No, I'm just rooting for us.
Yeah, I think that joke was too soon, Zed. Actually, I don't know if there's ever a time where that joke actually is appropriate in this context, but can anyone agree with me here that this relationship is very fast-paced? I feel like they went from 0 to 100, especially since last night she was gonna egg his house and today she wants to be prom king and queen. But I mean, people in Mormon colleges get married after 2 weeks, so I guess by that standard, they're taking it slow. But their love might not last long if Zed can't get it together and win the football game. I mean, I guess he could mess with it a little bit, kind of like taking steroids in real life, and it'll be extremely dangerous, super risky. I mean, if things went wrong, everyone in the stadium could potentially die, but Zed would never do something like that. That is bonkers. He risked everyone's life in the stadium to kick a field goal. I'll say it again. I've said it before, but men who play or watch football, like, you know, really, really are into it, take it way too seriously. I genuinely have seen grown men get angry, like throw things over a football game. And in this case, Zed risks everyone's life. Is it really that serious? Is it really that important? Remember, he's doing this just so his friends could sit in the cafeteria. That is the reason. And maybe also because he wants Addison to be impressed. But still, and another thing, Zed does not have the body mass to be a footballer. And this is not me being like skinny phobic, all right? You're telling me that no one's raising an eyebrow when the string bean punts a football into the next town? But even though Zed wins a football game, our Romeo and Juliet cannot be seen at school together. So Zed invites her to a zombie mash in Zombie Town, and the song they perform there is straight fire.
You're in zombie land. I'm in zombie land. We're in zombie land.
This is the best they can come up with. Think about it. They've got a team of composers and writers, and this is their best output. It reminds me of like the songs that I used to write when I was a little kid. Like, I'm at a party, everyone's at a party. We're outside now, we're still at the party. Hands up, it's time to party. Like, I actually think the song I wrote just now was more nuanced than this one. But Addison is pretty impressed with Zed. I mean, he's got that Pete Davidson thing going on. You know, he's pale, he's tall, he looks like he hasn't slept in 48 hours. And with lyrics like,
With a little bit of swag.
I mean, who could resist his charms? After that song, the scent of love and decaying bodies permeates through the air. The lights reflect off of the industrial scaffolding, and it's time for a love song.
What could go so wrong with a girl and a zombie? You're from the perfect paradise.
I think you might have lice. You could kill me, that would not be nice. This song actually befuddles me. They are fantasizing about being together, even though just a scene prior to this, Zed was complaining about his wrist hurting because his Z-band was malfunctioning. So he's like very close to his humanity shutting off, and he wants to get in an enclosed room with this girl to sing a love song about being together. Guys, I actually think this dream of a girl and a zombie being together should remain a fantasy. Okay, but I do kind of understand the allure a little bit here. I'm a Twilight kid. I get it, that idea of like he's dangerous, but you want to be with him anyway. Also, I was obsessed with Murder House in high school, which is American Horror Story, and there was this guy in it, Evan Peters, you know, and he was literally a certifiable killer. But he brought the girl he liked a black rose because she was not like other girls, and I was like, ugh, that is so wrong. But I was like, wow, am I in love? So yeah, Addison, I guess I get it a little bit. But their love might not happen because Zed gets caught hacking his Z-band.
Zed's cheating.
He's been hacking his Z-band.
That's actually how I leave every room, except I have a speaker on my shoulder that plays Hot to Go as I strut off. Man, I love the way that high schoolers, specifically like mean high schoolers, are portrayed in high school movies. I don't think adults realize it's less about being extremely sassy and like outwardly mean, and more just being absolutely passive aggressive. In real life, a mean girl will not walk up to you and be like, loser, your shirt is ugly. Like, that doesn't happen. Instead, it's more of like, oh my God, your shirt's cute. Where did you get it from? And you're like, Forever 21. And they go, fast fashion. Do you know how bad that is for the environment? You're literally disgusting. Or they just go, fast fashion, interesting. It's more of a subtle art of making you feel bad. Well, now that Zed's plans are unraveled, he's cooked. But before I go into how deep fried he is, I want to introduce a section of this video I like to call out-of-pocket things that Addison has said that need to be talked about.
I'm sorry for making things difficult for you.
No, you haven't done anything wrong besides being you.
I kid you not, as she said that, I heard the meme boom sound effect in my head. That is the most stone cold gangster line. Yeah, sorry my parents hate you, Zed, but don't worry, it's nothing about your personality, it's everything else about you that you can't change. And Zed agrees with her, which is the worst part. And another thing that Addison says that I have to bring up, because she does multiple times, is when she likens her having white hair to the plight of a zombie.
I have to mess with my Z-band to win games.
Isn't that dangerous?
Addison, if I don't win, zombies will never be accepted.
I know how that feels.
Oh, be so for real right now. No, you don't. You are literally the textbook beauty standard. Everyone wants to be your friend. You are a privileged white girl. You having white hair is nothing like what zombies have to go through. Zed on the daily experiences harassment, police brutality, living in the slums. But yeah, you having white hair, that is basically the same. Thoughts and prayers for Addison, guys. And she honestly needs them with her cheering skills.
Feel that breeze, it's not a sneeze. Zombies score and run with ease. Woo!
Oof, these bars hit as hard as me, throwing with my less dominant hand. Rhyming breeze with sneeze? Yeah, Addison, that's a great idea. You wanna put zombies in a good light? Put them in the same sentence as a cold symptom. Anyway, back to the story. Addison is at home with her parents and a surprise visitor shows up.
Oh, thank you. They're beautiful.
How do you know my daughter?
She's a cheerleader and I'm on the football team.
No, really?
Really?
You know, I used to play a little ball myself.
You did.
Really?
Really, I was a fullback.
Get out, I'm a fullback.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go, Mighty Three, break!
Okay, you guys are probably really confused right now why Zed is all of a sudden a human. One, I didn't tell you, but his friend can hack a Z-Band, also making you into a human, which is like a weird hack that they wouldn't just use. So anyway, that's the hack that he's using right now. But also, I need to talk about his hair. I cannot figure out if this guy dyed his hair for the movie green and then right now is using like spray, because it's oddly like super charcoal. It looks like spray on hair, but then I thought his hair was sprayed green and then his normal hair was regular color. I don't know. This is really confusing me because I know he's not wearing a wig. Why didn't they just wig him? So many questions here. But all I know is Zed is really playing with the devil here because he was told by his friend not to mess with the Z-Band. He's messing with the Z-Band. As we know, things have already gone wrong with this. But you know what? I doubt that anything bad will happen, right? He's got the championship game today. He's gonna get to go on a date with Addison. What could go wrong?
Stage 2. Stage 2. Initiated. Initiated.
No. Zed did not just turn into a zombie. That's like crazy. Well, he's a zombie, but he didn't just lose his humanity. That's crazy. Who could have seen that coming? Everyone. Everyone from the beginning of this story saw that coming. But what I want to know is why would the freaking mean kids do this in the first place? Don't they realize that they are the first targets? They are lucky these are slow zombies, but they can't even accomplish running away. Look at how pathetic Bucky is. What did you even trip on? Also, why are you cornering yourself? I feel like that's the worst thing to do. This whole scene could be prevented with a little critical thinking. Honestly, I wanted to see some gore, but Bucky got lucky because a cop showed up and arrested Zed. Seeing Zed and his friends get taken away is so heartbreaking for Addison. She can't understand why anyone would be this cruel to zombies, even though she's literally had the same prejudices and has said some whack things to Zed this entire time. But you know what? If you have love in your heart and you sing a song about standing up for what's right, you can end racism. Wow, Addison showed her real hair that looks more like a wig than her other wig does. Oh my god, guys, she did it. She stopped zombie racism. Oh, she's so brave. It really takes guts to go outside with a haircut that bad. But unfortunately for Addison, it's gonna take a little bit more than a power ballad to bring zombies back into the people's good graces.
Let's go see the cheer!
Get off the stage, zombie!
Yikes, it is so bad they are heckling a little girl. But wait, is her cheer bringing people together? I mean, they are booing together, but they're together nonetheless. I think every high schooler from Seabrook in this audience knows exactly what they have to do.
We're made for this, there's nothing we can't do.
Wow, who knew the power of cheer would also give them the ability to have a perfectly choreographed dance with singing parts and acro? That's actually my favorite part about any musical in general, because there's always a part, usually at the end of the movie, where everyone dances together, where you know no one has had time to choreograph this, so you just have to suspend your disbelief and be like, okay, I know that there's no way that this is realistic, but we're gonna go with it because the story wouldn't be complete without a little song and dance. The cheerleaders may have not won the competition, but they did manage to bring the town back together, and after this, they all had a block party. It was great. Cheer solve racism. After I finish this video, I'm gonna call up my government and suggest cheer as new legislature to combat racism. Sounds like it might work. Final thoughts. Zombies, and I kid you not, altered my brain chemistry. I have never paused in shock and screeched as many times as I did in this Disney Channel movie. This was a fever dream. I legitimately cannot understand how this is a real movie. Now I understand why everyone suggested this for me. It's kind of like Descendants, but like on crack. I have so many thoughts, I don't know where to start. Number one, the storyline is so random. Cheerleaders versus zombies. I feel like there was Mad Libs in the writer's room to come up with this. Second, the songs were so generic and bland, even the big ones, Someday. I could not tell you how the melody goes at all right now, but I will say the gymnastics and the dancing was really impressive in this one. At the end, a dancer did a double backflip twist into a split, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Overall, I feel like the messaging in this movie was just a little little crazy using the story as an allegory for racism, because it's like, yeah, we want you to accept people. Yeah, teaching kids acceptance is great, but you have to remember too, like in this movie, they're literal monsters that you're accepting that could go berserk at any second. That's very different than the real life application of accepting someone because they have a different skin color than you. Like, those are just not the same things. However, I have to say, I did have a blast watching this movie. It was highly entertaining, so thank you for suggesting it. Well, I hope you had fun watching. Please like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you want me to watch next. Bye, guys!